Welcome to Wednesday Night Live from the Basement. Here's your hosts, Rob, Daryl, and Joe.
Good evening, everybody. How we doing? I'm hearing some echo somewhere. Hello, hello.
No, you sound fine.
Yeah, I'm hearing echo. Are you hearing echo there, Daryl?
A little bit.
Yeah, that's weird. Hold on. Let's make a little let's try that. Hey, there we go. Setting fixed, I think. There we go.
There we go.
Wednesday. There's just me and Daryl and Joe today. How you guys doing?
Good.
All good
Echo's
here.
gone now. My echo's gone. Your echo's gone. Everything's gone.
There we go. Ryan, do we sound better now? Does it sound better? Fixed. There we go. Perfect. So I had a guest all teed up for today. Chris from Stylus Meets Vinyl was going to join us, but then he had a ceiling that landed on his floor in his house, and he figured that might be probably something he should fix.
Yeah. I'll give him that one. I mean,
Exactly.
So I just noticed, Joe, I just realized this, that you're in true Canadian fashion with your lumberjack outfit on.
Yeah.
I am.
I used to have one of those in high school and left it in the accounting lab and somebody stole it. Of all places.
Gotta get you another one. Yeah. So this one's not that thick though. This is fairly thin for what these are normally like, but it's the right color scheme anyway. So
Speaking of being in uniform,
yeah,
today is the first day of spring training.
it is. Pitchers and catchers.
Yep. And I was quite happy to see that many of the Jays players showed up a couple days ago. Outfielders, infielders, doesn't matter. They're pretty much all there, like a week early, which is awesome. And I'm very excited. It is what is it? Like a week, 9 days until the first game against the Phillies. I am not working that day. I'm not answering phone calls that day. I'm sitting in front of my big screen TV, which is just over there, and I'm watching the first game. I cannot wait. It's been a long winter. And we had some shitty news about a bunch of players that are on the injured list, so that's not good. Santander, what a bust. But anyway, spring training. I'm so excited. So there we go.
Yeah, there's two of them. There was him and then there was, I forget, what's the name of the one? He's out for the season.
I'm trying. I could see his face. Oh shit! Pitcher.
Yeah.
Francis. He's out for the season. Santander is 5 to 6 months, so you might as well call it the season. We signed that guy for So shitty. Yeah, agreed. This is what I was talking about earlier today. The Santander contract. What a bust. I think we paid him like $15 million. He played 50 games last year and did squat. And now he's basically out for the season. And we were counting on him to be the big bat that we didn't have because we didn't re-sign Bichette and we didn't get Tucker. So we were hoping. So we'll figure it out. We got a vendetta to settle with the Dodgers. So.
Hey, at the beginning of the season, we had no idea who Trey Savage is either last year. So maybe we got one of those, but a hitter instead of a pitcher. Maybe
the Japanese. What the hell is his name? The big guy we signed for Japan. Maybe he'll do something. We'll see. What are my thoughts on Bo Bichette leaving? I couldn't care less. You know what? He was a good bat, but we did well in the postseason without him because other guys stepped up. And, I think he's a bit of a hot dog. Apparently, he was not the best positive influence in the clubhouse. So, but most importantly, he was a shitty shortstop. Yes, he could hit. I don't know what he's going to do in New York playing third. He can't make the throw from short to first. How's he going to make the throw from third to first? So I'm glad he's gone. it opens up some possibilities. Hopefully we make a trade and pick up somebody. So the off season in general, I give it like a B. You know, we didn't get the closer that we needed. And I hope I never see Jeff Hoffman finish a game ever again. And we didn't get a big bat. So I don't know. We'll see. Maybe Vladdy will have a year like his MVP runner-up year, and maybe the Japanese kid will have a hell of a year. So I don't know. So we'll see. I'm excited. Can't wait. Can't start playing soon enough. So
We have 182 games to figure it out.
right.
Yeah.
And we have 182 people watching right now. So
Exactly.
Sam's here. StreamYard is really slow bringing up the comments here.
Hello.
Arseno is here. Richard is here. Feeling under the weather. Hope you're doing better soon, Richard. Richard's just here to hear my stripper story that's going to come later this evening.
That's it. That's all. That's the only reason. And then he's out.
He's going to, it's going to be riveting, so he's not going to want to leave. There's actually 2 stripper stories tonight, Richard. One is mine and one is someone else's. So there you go. Welcome to everybody watching. Do we have anything exciting musically to talk about?
I will be DJing a dance on the 20th.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's my yearly DJing session. That's about it. There was a few deaths recently in music too. And I know that this is not music related, but my wife, as soon as she found out, was devastated by James Vanderbeek.
So was mine. My wife was just beside herself. So I have a James Vanderbeek story. So my wife is addicted to Dawson's Creek, to the point that when we started dating, I begrudgingly watched all 6 seasons of Dawson's Creek. And my wife has done it several times, and she's been to Wilmington where the show was filmed, and she took me there one time on a trip as well. That wasn't the sole destination of the trip, but we were there. And she's a massive fan. She likes Dawson's Creek like I like Blue Rodeo. So there's some context for everybody. Okay.
Yeah.
So was it last year? No, it was 3 years ago. For Mother's Day, there's that what's it called? Cameo, where there's certain celebrities on the platform and you pay them and they'll send a video message. Well, I had James Vanderbeek send a Mother's Day message to my wife, and she just, it was very sweet and it was very nice of him and whatever. And she loved that. So yeah, she's pretty upset that he passed away. I saw the news. I'm like, oh, that's unfortunate. He's 48 and he's got 6 kids, and they're all really young, like younger than mine, most of them. I just go, that's heartbreaking.
Mm-hmm.
Not good. No, exactly.
Yeah. Strippers and vinyl. I mean, that's a great topic for a channel. I have a lot of stripper stories, but many of them I'm not sharing. Like the time I
did recently get some vinyl records in the mail. 2 of them are going to make an appearance tonight, but I'll just for fun I'll show the third one because I've been talking about this. That's the one that I really wanted, and I finally got it. And it is on a super cool. I know that I'm not huge into colored vinyl, but when they say highlighter yellow, did they ever mean highlighter yellow? It's freaking bright yellow, that record.
That's cool.
Pretty cool.
Very cool.
Yeah, I know you have been looking forward to that one for a while. I think you asked me the day that you knew it was coming out, can you get this? I said, nope, I couldn't, but that's good that you did. So that's awesome.
I got it for a relatively decent price. I mean, I saved on shipping because I bought it from a shop in Toronto. I can't remember. Anyway, I bought 3 records. It was free shipping. Anytime I hear free shipping coming my way, it's always good.
Yeah. If they can get it to you free up there, then that's a good thing. Good evening, Scott.
Hey, Scott, how you doing? I still have a package for you here, Daryl. I haven't been to the post office yet, so
that's all good. And Joe, I'm assuming we are still a go for tonight's Jeopardy.
We are. Yeah, that's right. Went through the questions earlier. I think they all make sense as much as they ever do anyway. So we've got returning champion up there in the Blue Jays hat. We've got the gentleman who's going to maybe dethrone him today. And then the other one that's not here, but usually is with us, is Curtis of Young LP Lovers will be joining us later on this evening. So looking forward to that, episode 3. For those that don't know, I think everybody here knows, but 9:30 Eastern, no, 9:30 Central, 10:30 Eastern on Rob's channel, my channel. Tune in. It's rock and roll Jeopardy, and we'll see. We'll see if the man can hang on to his title or not.
Going for a 3-peat.
That's right.
I'm on like a Ken Jennings run. I'm the only champion of Jeopardy.
You are. That's right. Exactly. Yes, that's right. So, yeah, looking forward to Curtis joining us as well. So, I don't know if I have any big surprises later, but it'll be fun, as it always is. And I know there's a few people are watching it live, joining us in the studio audience, and there's a few that are watching it afterwards. So it's good.
Cool. Gesundheit. My son just had to sneezed his head off out there. He gives me the thumbs up from the couch over there.
Thanks, Dad.
Yeah, exactly. How's you get a mountain of snow up there, Daryl, or is it? You said it's warming up this weekend.
We haven't had any snow since that last big dumping that we had.
Nice.
Temperature is supposed to get up to 0 this weekend.
Here too,
So
and I'm just I can't wait because that's just they did such a shit job plowing the sidewalks in our city. We have those sidewalk plows, but they didn't. It's like they didn't put the blade down; they just skimmed across the top. And now that everything's starting to warm up, it's like walking in sand this deep. And I walk to school, and it's only a 5-minute walk. And by the time I get there, I'm like, God damn it, my back hurts, and I'm old and out of shape. But it's like just. I want it to melt enough that people can shovel their sidewalks. So can't wait. Should we just dive into this then? We don't, as I said, we don't have a guest tonight because Chris had a housing emergency to deal with. So
yeah.
Our topic today, since it's Valentine's Day coming up on what is that, Saturday? Is that Saturday?
Yep.
Yeah, Saturday. So we're doing songs about love, songs about anti-love, songs about breakup, songs about sex, whatever the hell you want to do related to relationships. They can be just songs that you think fit the top. They can be songs you have a personal connection to, whatever you want to do. It's that simple. So we don't have a guest. And whenever I ask Joe and Daryl who's going to go first, Joe always says Daryl's going to go first. So guess what? Daryl's going to go first.
There you go.
I've broken down my stacks of records into 2 piles. One is the love songs or Valentine songs, whatever you want to call them, and the other one is the breakup / anti one. So what do you guys want me to start with? The love ones or the anti one?
Oh, go.
I'm just flip flop back and forth.
Go love. Start off with love. Man.
All right, I'm going to start off with love, and right off the bat, Richard, get out the pen, because I'm going with the granddaddy.
There it is.
Glass Tiger, and their Simple Mission album, 1991. I think it's 1990, and there were actually 3 tracks on here that are love-ish songs, I guess. So there's a song called "Blinded," which is the very first song on side A. Blinded by the Light of Your Love. And then there's a song called The Rhythm of Your Love. It'll Make You Bleed. And then Rescued by the Arms of Love. So we've got a Glass Tiger 3-fer on one album, 3 love songs. Although 2 of those 3 are, I mean, they're faster tracks. They're like get you going. But the Rescued by the Arms of Love song was a single on here, and it is a complete make out at a high school dance track. So I'm going with Glass Tiger to start it all. And of course, Alan Frew is like the heartthrob from Scotland / Canada member of the band. So got to go with that one. And that was the album that I was looking for forever, and I finally got it. I mean, I try not to order off Discogs too often, but I got a good price. It came from Spain, and there we go. That's Tiger One.
Richard, you're not feeling good, just lying in bed. Just, we're giving you something to do. So we want you to feel part of this. I love this. I love how the Canadianness of this stream keeps us non-Canadians on our toes. I love it.
Take off, eh?
There you go.
Take off.
All right, Joe. What do you got?
All right. I'm gonna go with I don't know, one of the bands that wrote a lot of love songs, and just I'm gonna happen to choose as I try and get it out of the plastic. I'm gonna go with All You Need Is Love, because really, in the end, that is all you need. It's a hell of a motto to live by. I've got a nice little poster upstairs that friends of ours got Joanne and I for our anniversary a while ago. Again, these guys wrote a lot of love songs early in their career. Things changed a little bit later, not completely. They still wrote a lot of love songs, but back in the day, things were a lot less than they are right now. Let's just put it that way. And it was a lot easier to write songs about love and positive and that. And then somewhere along the line, negative songs started to change things and happen. But for now, I'm just going to go with All You Need Is Love from this little band called the Beatles.
I think I've heard of them before.
Yes, I think you might have.
Probably.
I think maybe everybody has. I'd like to find the person that has not heard of the Beatles. Do you think there is a person that has not that knows about music, period, I guess? Like there's people that just don't care about music. I don't know why, but so it would be interesting to see if there is someone in the world that does not know about the Beatles.
So I've been watching this fascinating series on YouTube, and I can't remember the guy's name. He's a millennial, and he's a music producer, but knows nothing about music before 2000. And he admits it. He goes, how the hell can I be a producer and not know? So he's been going in through listening to classic albums and stuff. And he's started a whole series where he started with the Beatles' first album. And he's working his way through their entire catalog. And it's very interesting to see someone experience the Beatles for the first time who's also a producer. So he's listening to it going, holy shit, the bass is doing this, or it's, oh my God, this has a mellotron in it or whatever. And so far he's up to, he just finished Magical Mystery Tour. So he still has White Album, Yellow Submarine, Let It Be, and Abbey Road. And it's been absolutely fascinating because he starts off with the early stuff, which is deceptively simple. It's simple, but they did some cool stuff, and he was just blown away by that. And people in the comments were like, wait till you get to Revolver. And he got to Revolver, and it just, you could literally almost like watch his head explode. Yeah. And then same with Sgt. Pepper. He's just like, what am I he knew like 3 Beatles songs. So it was very, cool. Afterwards, Joe, I'll text you the link. They're and each one, he listens to the album in its entirety. He doesn't, so each video is as long as, and he does the singles that go in between the albums as well.
Cool.
It's fascinating. I look forward to it every week. So
that's awesome.
I'm go as an aside on this. The music class that's at our school, the stage is actually in the cafeteria that I do all my cooking classes in. And the music teacher every year, she does the Beatles at the very beginning of the class to get the kids to learn like basic chords and stuff like that. And she was playing some of the Beatles, and all of a sudden the girls that are in my foods class, they're eating their food, and then she played the song. I can't remember which Beatles song it was. And all the girls were like, oh my God, I love this song. My parents play the Beatles all the time. It was so funny to watch these 15-year-old girls just like going crazy over the Beatles in 2026. That's so awesome. Funny.
And it didn't even take TikTok to find them.
No. Yeah. No, and they were singing along, like they knew all the words.
That's good. I think there used to be a university class somewhere that you could take on the lyrics of the Beatles. I don't know where it was, but it was, it might have been some community college or something. But yeah, you could take a whole class on the lyrics of the Beatles. That was your semester. That'd be kind of fun to take, just because I think.
I remember when I was in university, we had a class called Music and Pop Culture. I took it as an elective because I was a history major. So I took it during summer semester. Just because I needed to pick up a credit. And so it was like one night a week and the lecture was 3 hours. And I had a habit in university of not going to class very often. I would just read the textbook and write the exam, and I graduated with honors. I rarely went to the music and pop culture class because it's in the summer, it's 7:00. Either my friends wanted to do something or I'm working, so I rarely ever went. I think I went to like 2 classes for an entire summer semester. I showed up, wrote the final, and got an A in the course, having not actually been to the class, which was kind of fun. I should have gone because there was the one class I did. There was one class about the Beatles, I guess is where I was going with that. So I did go to the class about the Beatles. So, fun times. All right. My turn. Since Daryl led off with Glass Tiger, I might as well show some Blue Rodeo.
Got to be done.
Got to do it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Any guess what album I'm going to show from those guys?
Do we have 5 guesses or just one?
Well, you only need one, but 5 sounds familiar. Richard, I hope you're watching. 5 Days in July, their magnus opus, their homage to Neil Young's Harvest. I've talked about it a bazillion times. I would say 2 of their biggest songs ever are on this album, and they're love songs. So I'm going to go with, they're both Jim Cuddy songs. 5 Days in May, even though the album is called 5 Days in July. So they came up with the song 5 Days in May first, and then they recorded the album. It was recorded over 5 days in July, so that's why they called the album that. 5 Days in May is a great love song. It's based on, if I remember correctly, one of the guitar techs and this was recorded in 93. So back in the early 90s, one of their guitar techs, where they were on they were in Australia. And one of the guitar techs, when they were out on the beach just walking around one day, wrote his wife's name in the sand. And Jim kind of said to the guitar tech, "Why did you do that?" He goes, "It's just my way of sort of honoring my wife and missing my wife. And, she's somewhere else in the world and I'm here, whatever." And Jim kind of wrote a song about that. It's a beautiful song. It gets played at every single concert. So that's pretty touching. And then he has another song in here called Bad Timing, which is a, sort of forlorn love song. It's about how 2 people love each other and they're meant to be, but it's not going to work out because bad timing. It's an incredible song. If you go back on my channel, I have an interview with Glenn, the drummer, and he talks about that song a little bit and how it's his favorite to play, and it's pretty brilliantly recorded. So they have many other love songs, but I'm going to go with 5 Days in May and Bad Timing. And so to recap the official score now.
Yeah.
Glass Tiger 1, Bryan Adams 0, and Blue Rodeo 1. So there we go. And there's Alex. How you doing, buddy?
Does it count as one? Does it count as one Bryan Adams because he actually just makes the friggin' list without even being talked about yet, or no, or we just know he's coming?
Stay tuned.
Yeah. Yeah.
Stay tuned.
Yeah. Joanne goes, "I think I know what someone's going to show."
There's a chance. There's a chance maybe I picked Bryan Adams just for you, Joe.
Perfect.
It might not be that song, but I can
there might be a category for Bryan Adams fans later on this evening too.
I've won the game already. This is fantastic.
We'll see. It'll be good. Yeah. We got some smart asses in the comments tonight too. I love it. It's great.
I'm not even keeping track of the smart assery.
Yeah, there's a few things. Daryl needs to do that voice again from a couple of people. So
Right.
your 15-year-old girl voice, in case you're wondering. And then, yeah.
I love that Rick is talking about how.
My God, I can't believe they're playing the Beatles.
Fantastic.
That's a clip now.
Oh,
yeah. I'm making that.
You goddamn son of a bitch by the Revolting Cox is the perfect breakup song, according to Richard. So there you go. All right. We're going to go around again, which means that I got to do that. I got to do that.
All right. Well, I'm going back and forth. So I did a love song. Now I'm going to do the breakup or anti-love songs. And it doesn't get any more piss offishness than this track. In fact, I don't want to call it a revenge song, but we damn well know when I repeat some of the lyrics to this song that this is a definite screw you song. And I'm mad that we broke up song. Doesn't get any better than Canada's own Alanis Morissette. And You Ought to Know. Because You Ought to Know, there is a line on that song that says, "Are you thinking of me when you fuck her?" Pretty much. Did I say that out loud?
That's okay.
You did.
That alone is worth the price of admission, because we know I forget who that is about, but it's definitely a shot at somebody that made her mad, broke up with her, or whatever it was. But
it's supposed to be, and I don't know if it was ever official or not, but it was supposed to be Dave Coulier, right? From Full House. That's who it was supposed to be, that they went out. So
yeah, they both said it is.
Yeah, so she just goes through the motions on this song. Just looking at some of the, I wish I had like a magnifying glass for this. So she kind of sarcastically says, I want you to know that I'm happy for you. I wish nothing but the best for you. But then she continues to go on with like all kinds of negative rhetoric about it. I'm sure she'd make a really excellent mother. You know, are you thinking of me when you fuck her? Until you died, but you're still alive. Need I say more? It is not a Valentine's Day song. It is a complete breakup song. In fact, maybe a post-breakup song. And Alanis Morissette, I think, as a Canadian musician, does justice.
Trevor gets a star for the comment of the night. That line about the theater gave a whole new meaning to coming attractions.
Very nice, Trevor. Very nice.
Trevor for the win. Oh, that's fantastic.
Very nice.
Yeah, that's a pretty anthemic album for sure.
Anthemic album, and that is the furthest thing from a Valentine's Day song that you'll ever find.
I would say.
So there's three stages of love, we'll call it, I guess, as I am the love guru. There is looking for love, there's being in love, and then there's lost love. So I got a little mix of everything going on. All you need is love to begin with, but I'm just going to pull because they're in no particular order and they're not anything other than about love. So yeah, let's go. Yeah, that's a good choice. Let's go with John Hyatt. And this is A Thing Called Love. There's a lot of great love songs, actually. John Hyatt, fantastic singer-songwriter. Most of his songs have been performed by other artists, or some of his bigger songs, of course. There's Angel Eyes by Jeff Healey, Something to Talk About, Bonnie Raitt. Bonnie's done a lot of his songs, but really, really great stuff on here. Thing Called Love is on here as well. Have a Little Faith in Me is also a fantastic song. So I think for the most part, John, on this album anyway, writes about the middle stage, and that is being in love. And hopefully maybe it's not the middle stage. I shouldn't call it the middle stage. Hopefully it's the final stage. But sometimes, and I know I've got a few, where unfortunately the love is lost and some want it back. And in Alanis's case, some are pissed off and they're done and they're fine and they are moving on. But so there you go. That is, I think for the most part, John's in love on this album, I think, for the most part.
If I would have had, you mentioned Bonnie Raitt, if I would have had it, that song, I Can't Make You Love Me, that's a big one for that middle ground.
Yes, yeah, agreed. She's doing a tour again this summer. Hopefully, there's some Canadian dates somewhere around. I'd probably travel a little ways to go see Bonnie. I didn't have to the last time she was here. Unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, we were on holidays. Unfortunately, I wasn't in town. We were on holidays, so I wouldn't mind seeing her. Hopefully, she comes back here again, or Saskatoon, because I think that would be a pretty darn good show. So,
I think she's coming here to Southern Ontario. I'm pretty sure.
yeah, that's
Hamilton,
good.
Toronto, Kitchener, somewhere around. I don't. One of those, I think. I contemplated it. I should highlight this.
I cannot speak on behalf of that comment, Richard, but we'll see.
If anyone's going to show it, it's Daryl. So
I own it. I just wasn't going to show it, but I think I own both of them. I think there's more than two, but yeah.
I'm gonna follow Daryl again because I'm not the leader tonight. I'm just the follower. So kind of an angry song, but I friggin' love it. There's a song on this fantastic album called "Cold Hard Bitch," which is it's about called a one-sided romance. A woman who kind of just strings a guy along, and he basically says, F this, I'm out of here. I've had enough of you being a cold hard bitch.
Mm-hmm.
Great rock song. This was a hit for them back in like 2003. There was this and Are You Gonna Be My Girl, where they're I would probably say they're only two hits, I think. So
I think so, yeah.
Great.
Two pretty good hits though. I haven't got that. I bet that's fairly solid all the way through.
It's solid top to bottom. It's really, really good. If you find it, Joe, get it. It's you can't mess with it. So, Cold Hard Bitch, a song I've heard many times, played at the ballet. So, by ballet, we don't actually mean ballet.
Pirouettes and such.
Correct. What's Mr. Curtis saying? Hey, folks, popping to say hey as I get the kids ready for bed. Curtis, I'm going to kick your ass in Jeopardy tonight. So
the gauntlet is thrown down. There you go.
Whoa. Settle down, Rob. Hold on here. There's a third competitor. Come on.
I'm all fired up. It's baseball season. What can I say?
It's going to be good.
There's Record Hound. If Valentine's Day is not a good day, any love song I hear interchange words of love and drugs makes every song funny. There you go.
That's like adding in bed to the end of your fortune cookie, right? Always add in bed to the end.
Absolutely.
Gives them whole new
for the
meaning.
most part, if you look in like most romance novels and you turn to page 100 or 101, 9 times out of 10 there's a sex scene in it.
Yeah, is that a rule?
Is this something you do a lot, Daryl? I've never touched a romance novel.
It is not something I do a lot, but it is something that the girls in my high school, when they would read their romance novels, would be like, hey, page 100. That kind of thing.
Little 50 Shades of Grey. Okay.
Just no.
Is that like looking for the lesbian scene in the porno? I mean, I've been told.
Back in my day, we used to have the cable channel that was all squiggled because you didn't actually get the channel, and you'd be watching it at 1 a.m, hoping that you'd see a boob for like a fraction of a second. Kids today don't know what we went through back then.
The struggles looking for naked people back
they
in
got
the
it so
80s
easy
and the
today. It's
90s.
all on the internet. So
that's right.
I remember my parents had one of those big black satellite dishes, and there were 2 channels, F418 and F422, and then at a certain point, all of a sudden, they went blank. I think my dad realized what was happening.
I wonder. Yeah.
Nice.
All right, Richard. We're going to backtrack to your comment because I have a 3 for today of Air Supply.
Oh, there it is.
There you go.
These guys, I mean, Joe's the love guru, but I think that these guys might be in second place to Joe. I think Joe might have taught these guys everything they know about love guru music. We have, this is the self-titled album. So this one here has Just As I Am, The Power of Love, I Want to Hold You Tonight, all good love songs. And then you've got Lost in Love, the album. which has all their hits. Lost in Love, Every Woman in the World. You know, you're every woman in the world to me. What's the other one? All Out of Love. It's all on there. Classic. And then The One That You Love. So there you go. That is an Air Supply threefer.
That's more Air Supply
Just for
than
your
you need.
entertainment here on From the Basement.
Yeah,
For everybody's
right.
entertainment.
I think Richard says, I think the rule for Air Supply was to put the word love in as many songs as possible. Yeah, I think so. Do you actually listen to those, Daryl, or just...
I have listened to them on occasion. Yes, I do. REO
There's-
Speedwagon is another one.
Oh, I'm
There's,
all for REO Speedwagon, no problem. I'm on board with that, but not Air Supply. Can't do it.
I think it's on the last album. There's a song written by Steinman on there, like Meatloaf, Jim Steinman. The Making Love Out of Nothing at All is a Jim Steinman song. So he
That
spread
is-
it out.
that's not
Meatloaf
one
did
of those,
most of his stuff, but yeah, Bonnie Tyler obviously did some stuff. But yeah, there's a few other Jim Steinman, and once you know it, like I can't remember exactly when I realized that. I was probably researching Jim Steinman when he passed away, and until you know it, maybe you don't recognize it. And then as soon as you do know it was his song, yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Just the way it's written and structured and the way it's performed, like a Jim Steinman song. So anyway, I am full of useless shit. Okay, let's just pull another one. Let's see what kind of love we've got. Are we in love? Are we looking for love? Or are we out of love? It is Right Before Your Eyes by Mr. Ian Thomas. So I think at that point, that's maybe looking for love. If he is at that stage, I think he might be looking for love at that point. But there's some good stuff on here. Painted Ladies, Time as a Keeper. I kind of forgot about this. And then I listened to it today after I had decided I was going to go with Right Before Your Eyes. Right Before Your Eyes, I Fall in Love with You, Ian Thomas. Good stuff. Canadian, if I remember correctly, is he not? Fairly certain he's
I think
not.
so.
I think so.
Yeah.
There you go. I think looking for love.
Painted Ladies.
Painted Ladies and a bottle of wine, mama. Ooh, yeah, feeling good, mama. You took my money like I knew you would. That one. But that's not the song I was talking about. So it is, you're right, Record Hound. I like Ian Thomas. Again, I kind of forgot about it till I picked it and listened to it today. It's good.
Okay, Richard, get your pencil ready. This one we're gonna dedicate to Joe.
All right.
We're not gonna show Joe's favorite song. And I'm not even gonna show a record many of you have probably seen. We are gonna show Mr. Bryan Adams. This is Waking Up the Neighbors live at the Royal Albert Hall. He has 2 Royal Albert Hall box sets, 3 albums each, where he did 3 albums in each box set live in front of an audience. This is from the first box set and from Waking Up the Neighbors. Now, we gave Air Supply some shit for writing a lot of hokey crap. Bryan Adams wrote a hell of a lot of hokey crap love songs too, and the worst one of them all, and this fits into the category that I don't really ever want to hear it again, is Everything I Do for You. And I pulled this for you, Joe.
You did, yes, because despite the fact that I hate The Summer of '69 and never need to hear it again, that is not the least favorite song of mine by young Mr. Adams, because that is. But thank you, though.
Yeah, well, I knew you'd really enjoy this, and I would say that there are 3 songs in the world. No, there's 4 songs in the world that I hate. Yesterday by the Beatles, Hotel California by the Eagles, Everything I Do for You by Bryan Adams, and Last Kiss by J. Frank Wilson, and then someone else covered it later. I fucking hate all 4 of those songs. Never want to hear any of them ever again. So, the sappiest, if I'm not mistaken, this was like one of the longest running number ones ever in the history of the UK, or some ridiculous, was on the chart for, I don't know. You can Google the stat, but it's obscene. I think that was the one. It was from the Robin Hood soundtrack.
Prince of Thieves.
Yeah.
Yep.
But come on, Bryan Adams. He would die for you. He would die for you in that song.
Well, that's wonderful. I love Waking Up the Neighbors. My favorite Bryan Adams album, except for that stupid song. So, but I just thought I'd show a different one here. This is what the back looks like. So there he is standing on the roof of the Royal Albert Hall with his megaphone like he is on the actual album. So there you go. A little something different, but what a shit song.
Joanne thought you were going to go with Heaven. Actually, she thought you might go with Heaven.
I mean, you could have done that way. You could have done Please Forgive Me. The list is as long as my arm. So
that's right. Yeah.
You could go with Summer of '69 because, you know, that's about love too. Look who's tuning in all the way from Tokyo. How you do, Brian? We're talking about songs about love and songs about anti-love and songs about sex or, you know, anything, you know, relationship-ish. Yeah. Updated. How did we only had Bryan Adams once. So we only showed one. So it's
Air
like
Supply made the list.
Air Supply 4. Yeah, there you go. All right. Back to Daryl.
All right. So my next pick, it's not a breakup song. 45 RPM. Two-sided. This song that I'm going to show, or this album that I'm going to show, the track itself, if memory serves me right, this is one of those songs that is a tearjerker. It's a heartbreaker because it's about a guy who really does love someone, but she is struggling with substance abuse and is kind of at rock bottom, and he doesn't know what to do. Rob, you're going to be sending me some VCLT. So we might as well go with Darius Rucker, Hootie and the Blowfish, and Let Her Cry.
There you go.
Which is just a gut-wrenching, heartbreaking, you know, song about a guy who really does love a girl, but just can't figure out how to help her when she's at rock bottom. So, tearjerker, Love Day song. Not a breakup song, not an anti-Love Day song, but
it still fits.
How to hold on.
It still fits. Absolutely. It still fits. It still fits. Joe's having internet issues, so he'll pop back on as soon as he can. So we got to just keep going ourselves.
Yeah, fair enough.
My favorite anti-love song is Dumb as Heck and Utterly Awesome, Sick of You by Guar. I don't know that song. I know Guar, obviously, but I don't know that song. So
I was wondering if Joe was going to show this. Maybe he will later, but Ugly Kid Joe has that song, Everything About You.
Yeah.
Just, I hate everything about you.
About you, yeah. There's another band. Oh, shit.
Was it 3 Days Grace?
3 Days Grace did that song. I remember hearing that at the ballet as well quite a bit. Like that song, actually.
Yeah.
Not a big angry 3 Days Grace fan, but all right. Since Joe he's logging back in. Here he comes. There he is. Did you go pay the internet? Did you go pay the internet bill?
I did, yeah. Bryan Adams. See, just fucked it all up. You showed Bryan Adams, and that was it.
That's it. That's the end of it. Your internet provider goes, no, we're not going to let this happen in Saskatchewan.
Correct.
Well, it's just in time after Daryl showed Hootie and the Blowfish.
Hootie, nice. That's good choice. So that would have been was that the love song or the not love song at that point?
No, it was the heartbreaker. Let Her Cry.
Yeah, good choice.
And FYI, Joe, Daryl's going to be the new home of that Darius Rucker record, if that's all right with you.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, no, for sure. That's good. That's good.
I got it all backed up for him.
What else did I miss? Anybody call me an asshole while I was away? Well, not out loud. Yeah. Anyway,
they wouldn't do that, Joe.
That's cool. All right, your song, Elton John, kind of started it off for him. There was a little bit going on before that, but that was just such a monster. Not much to the gatefold on this one, but him and him and Bernie got it right off the start. And if you watch the movie, and I think maybe the documentary as well, just the fact that they just fit right from the start, those two. Bernie wrote the words to that, and then Elton just came up with the music, and it just took off for them, which was fantastic. So this one goes way back. Doesn't even have Nigel or anybody in the band as of yet. But yeah, Your Song from Elton John is a very lovely song. It's a very nice song that he performs when he does it live as well. So yeah, just good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Is that's the song that goes, "It's a little bit funny, this feeling inside"? That's the one, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good song.
Yeah.
That's what she said.
Like I say, and that goes back to 1970, right? I think. Continue, and I'll look and I'll figure it out. I think it's 70.
All right. Go on, StreamYard. There you go. StreamYard glitchy tonight. Apologize for that. Okay. Richard and I were talking before the show tonight, and I'm not going to make him wait all night for this. He wanted to hear my stripper breakup story. So here's it. Off of this great Aerosmith record, and we've had this conversation before. There's a lot of VC people that are like, 80s Aerosmith sucks, man. I love all Aerosmith, but this was the Aerosmith that I grew up with. So I love 80s and 90s Aerosmith as much as I love 70s Aerosmith. There's a great song that closes out the album Pump called What It Takes. Tell me what it takes to let you go. Back when I was 25. 25? Yeah, 25. For the record, I'm now 48. Jesus Christ, 48. When I was 25, I was married very, very briefly. And when I divorced that crazy person, I went on a bit of a tear just because, youthful whatever. And I dated a stripper for a while. I, in fact, dated more than one. And I dated this one stripper for a little while. We were friends first and then, whatever. And we mutually broke up after a period of time. I was a little upset about it initially because there's some benefits, let's just say. And I remember, the night that I finally said, I had enough of your shit, got in my car and drove home. And this album happened to be on in the song What It Takes. And it's just about, getting over somebody. And it's just like, I'm better off without you and, screw you kind of thing. So I must have blasted that song for about 3 or 4 days till I got that out of my system. And then I realized I'm like, better than you. You're just a cheap stripper. So what the hell do I care? So that's the PG version of the story, Richard. But Aerosmith's What It Takes got me through breaking up with a hot stripper in my 20s. I'll tell you the actual story offline one of these days. So there you go. All right, nothing going on in the comments. So we'll go back to Daryl, I guess.
The not PG story involves Rob getting into a bar fight.
No, there was no bar fights. I'm a pussy. I would get my ass kicked. No.
Your song was 1970, so 55 damn years ago. That's insane.
Well, speaking of dickhead things to do, remember I told you guys in the text message that I had a story for you guys?
Let's hear it.
Make the long and short of it. I broke up with a girl at a Valentine's Day dance.
Oh, you're
in
a
high
dickhead.
school.
Wow. I'm sorry, Daryl. I gotta go. I don't know if we can.
and then I felt guilty, like I should have.
As you should.
Got back
Yeah.
together with her a week later, and that was a bad idea.
Were you hoping for like
Did
makeup
not work
sex,
out.
break up, and then makeup sex?
It did not work out very well. But I was also 17.
Yeah.
What?
And was-
So, okay, since you started the story, inquiring minds want to know, what would compel you to break up with someone at a Valentine? Like, you couldn't just deal with it till the next day?
No, I don't know what compelled me. Well, I think I know what compelled me. So there was a couple of sports teams that came up to compete against my high school volleyball team.
Oh,
And
I think I know where this is going.
There were some girls from these other schools that were at the dance.
Gotcha.
And I just happened to go over and dance with one because she was like, yeah, whatever. And yeah, I just had one of those moments where I was like, I don't want to be with you anymore. This just is not. But the most uncomfortable, awkward thing about it is my dad came and picked us up after the dance because she needed a ride home. We had already made those arrangements. And the entire ride home, my dad's like, "Oh, how did the dance go? Blah, blah, blah." And it was just silent. She gets out of the vehicle, goes into her house. And my dad looks at me and he goes, "You fucking broke up with her, didn't you?"
I would have kicked you out of the car and given her a ride home.
Right? I love this comment. I drove a friend to audition for a stripping gig once. It was weird. I got a bunch of stories like that. I had more friends that were strippers than were normal people. So that for me would be a Tuesday.
So
I know. I have now shamed myself in the VC. I will never be looked at the same ever again.
That's right. You'll be okay.
Cold as ice, Daryl. My God, man.
Cold as ice. But you know what? Let's just spread the love. Let's talk about some Bon Jovi.
Yes.
Bon Jovi, he's got all kinds of love songs. And this Crossroads comp is, we've talked about this. It's amazing, this comp.
Yep.
I had this in high school, but I mean, I think the one that always got me was Always. I don't know what it is. There's something about that song. And
yep.
In These Arms, fantastic love song. Bed of Roses, complete makeout song.
John wrote the Panty Droppers.
And then In and Out of Love is kind of like a player song, I guess you would call it, right?
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I mean, Bon Jovi, I mean, he's a heartthrob. I mean, all the girls were after that in the 90s. And so, yeah, I gotta bring out Bon Jovi because I think it's classic Valentine's Day music for sure.
Yep.
And I've redeemed myself from my bad conscience.
I don't know. Breaking up with someone at a dance, fine, but a Valentine's dance? Jesus.
Yeah.
I know.
Oof.
Oh, well. We still love you, Daryl. It's okay.
I told that story to my wife, and she actually told me I was a dick, too. So,
well, yeah. She's anyway. All right.
We're just judging you a little bit, Daryl, but we're your bros, man. We got you. We got you covered.
Exactly.
You know, there's a saying, but I'm not going to say it on here.
Yes, I know. Bros before garden utensils.
Okay. Oh, now that we've established that Daryl's an asshole. No, wait a minute. That's not right.
Was
right at
all. It
was exactly. Was. Happily married, children.
Happily married with 4 kids.
Exactly. Okay, I am going to go with I think this is in love stage, I think. I've been trying to go with the stages because, again, there's 3. There's looking for love, being in love, and then missing love or wanting to get it back. But anyway, American Slang by the Gaslight Anthem. This is a fantastic album. Another one that I kind of forgot that I had, and then I pulled it out a little while ago, things that you can say that sound dirty that aren't when you're talking about albums being put away. But really, really good. If you go through the lyrics of American Slang, he is asking for some affection and for some things and that. So yeah, I think looking for love, partially being in love as well. So the Gaslight Anthem, again, really good album. American Slang. Hadn't listened to it for a while. I don't know if they're still out and about doing stuff. I haven't really heard much from them in the last while. So.
All right. This is one I've been looking forward to showing. This is a song written from the perspective of someone that is being romantically pursued, and the female protagonist in the song is basically saying, I'm not interested in you. If you want to be with me, this is kind of what I'm looking for. And this is a fantastic song called Cool Rider from the Grease 2 soundtrack.
There it is. Attaboy.
I had to find a way to show this. And look who's here. It's Chris.
I see that.
Everybody say hi to Chris.
Hello, Chris.
Hey guys,
How you doing, man?
I'm doing all right.
Did
you
you get your temporary sunroof fixed?
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, the damage is minimized. There's nothing leaking right now, but
That's
there's
good.
nothing much we can do right now at 9 o'clock. So
It sucks.
did what we could do. I cleaned everything up and just kind of figured out a game plan with my wife. She just got home not too long ago, so
Cool. Well, I'm glad you could join us, man. Did you pull some records for this evening?
I did. I managed to grab some, and actually, I had the chat on kind of in the background a little bit, so I
Cool.
heard a couple of the selections, and
All right.
but I haven't heard them all. So I'm hoping I don't have any duplicates.
Did you hear that Daryl actually broke up with a girl on Valentine's Day? Did you hear that? Did you see that? Hear that?
I did not hear that, Daryl. That's the lowest of the low.
I was 17, high school.
My sister, I remember my sister had a boyfriend, and he dumped her on Valentine's Day, and the whole family just hated the guy.
That's terrible.
You monster.
That was 30 years ago. Forgive me.
We have. We've already forgotten about it. That's the last time I will mention it. I promise.
I'm probably gonna mention it every week for the foreseeable future. So
It's probably the heartbreaker from now on.
exactly, I'm just gonna my Grease 2 was not in seriousness. So I'll finish my turn here, and then we'll bring Chris into the rotation. I'm going to show the Beatles, but it's kind of for a different reason than Joe did off the top. This is their first album in North America, even before the VJ albums in the US. This is the same as With the Beatles, but in Canada we call it Beatlemania with the Beatles. And there's a song in here that is a Smokey Robinson cover called You Really Got a Hold on Me. And when I was dating my first girlfriend when I was 15, something like that, this was our song. I just thought I was clever, as everyone's listening to fucking Nirvana or whatever, and I'm like, hey, here's this old Smokey Robinson tune by the Beatles. I thought I was clever and whatever. And it's a great romantic song. You really got a hold on me, and she dug it too. She thought it was great. So, in honor of my first love from 30 some odd years ago, the Beatles really got a hold on me.
They did write a lot of. They really did. I mean, they didn't write that love song, but they wrote a lot of love songs early and later.
Yeah, exactly. All right, Chris, what you got for us?
All right, let's.
You didn't break up with anyone on Valentine's Day, did you?
Definitely not. No,
Okay. You didn't dump any strippers, did you?
no, I
Okay.
did not. Okay. What do I want to start with? I'll start with this one. So we got we got Odyssey and Oracle by the Zombies. Sorry, I'm getting this figured out. And there's a couple good love songs on here. There's more than one. And there's a couple like interesting kind of quirky love songs, like not your average love songs. So the album opens with the track Care of Cell 44, and it's like a love song from someone who is in jail writing their lover a letter. I thought that was interesting. And then there's track 2 is called A Rose for Emily, and it is about like Emily who has this beautiful rose garden, and the roses like the roses get used in many different ways, and like they talk about how like even after Well, actually, the song it's so they're saying there's not a rose for Emily. So she's got all these beautiful roses in her rose garden, but not one rose for Emily. And then the end of the song, she passes away, and her grave they put that they actually I don't know if they put roses on her grave or if even then there's not a rose for Emily, which is kind of sad. It's a really sad song actually, but it's a good one nonetheless. And then the second last track is called Friends of Mine, and it's really interesting because it's literally just the singer of the song naming all of his friends who are in love, like have crushes on each other, and it's like there's like Jim and Christy, Jack and Judy, and like naming all these people, and it's like the narrator's just so happy that all of his friends have found love and just can't stop like joyfully, gleefully singing about it. So I always thought that was kind of interesting.
Good one. Good one.
Nice.
Very nice.
Great album if you don't know it.
Yeah.
1967, I think 68.
So did the Stones? So the Stones
And actually,
came after that,
it was their
right?
second album.
Go ahead.
The what?
No, I'll ask. Go ahead. Do what
I
you're
was
going to
just
do.
saying they actually they that was their second album. They actually broke up before the album was even released, so they never even toured with the album. But now they do the legacy tours, so they ended up like 30 or 40 years later finally touring the album as with all the original members.
There's a good podcast that you should listen to if you can find it called The Fake Zombies. And I've talked about it on here before, but look for that, Chris. It's good. I think you'd enjoy it. I was going to ask, I don't know if the Stones in Wildflowers, Don't Forget to Put Roses on Your Grave. I don't know if that was some sort of reference or callback, because I think that was after, but I can't remember for sure. So,
yeah, because I mean, what Roses on Your Grave, that would have been shortly after this, late 60s, early 70s, right?
Maybe. Yeah, maybe. So, but yeah, look for that Fake Zombies. Well, or listen for that Fake Zombies. I guess it's a podcast, so you got to listen to it.
Okay, we'll do.
Fake Zombies. Go back to the top. Daryl, take it away. I'm just going to quickly say goodnight to my son. I'll be right back.
Will do. Okay, so the last one I did was Bon Jovi, so that was like the love song stuff. Flipping back to the anti-love song. I don't know if this is an anti-love song as much as it is a creepy love song, maybe. I don't even know if it's a love song, but it's a creepy song. And for all intents and purposes, I know that the lead singer of this band finds it absolutely humorous when people play it at weddings, because it is the furthest thing from a love song. It is a stalker song.
Yeah.
And so that is like the anti-love song. Antithesis of love is stalking someone. So we will go with Every Breath You Take. I know that there are some people out there that actually like would classify that in the line of songs that they never ever want to hear again. I actually don't mind that song, and as somebody who plays drums and things like that, it's actually a really good song to learn how to play because it's pretty tame. But this whole album is really good, and I know that there's a whole pile of like color variants. I don't know which one I have of the 500 that are out there, but no, this is a really good song, and yeah, it's one of those songs that you definitely don't want to be playing around Valentine's Day, right? It just kind of symbolizes that whole I'm stalking you and I'm gonna not hunt you down, but just it would make girls feel quite uncomfortable around Valentine's Day for sure, right? So
yeah,
the Police, Synchronicity, Every Breath You Take.
Do you guys feel that is an album that everyone should have in their collection, Synchronicity?
I love every single Police album, including, as Daryl mentioned, though, a lot of grief for that song, and just that one got overplayed. But yeah, I don't know. I like that album. I like every Police album, but
I think it's definitely one that you should own. I think out of all the Police albums, for me personally, I think it's the most palatable one. That if somebody's going to get into the Police, actually, it's funny because Rob mentioned earlier, that the that channel he's going to send you, Joe, that producer that's a millennial, and he's openly admitted that he doesn't really know like pre-2000 bands.
Yeah.
I think that for somebody of the millennial age, or the, I don't know what generation it is right now, Gen Z or whatever it is, yeah, it's definitely something that they should check out.
Stuart Copeland's such an unbelievably great drummer as well. Like you said, that one song is pretty basic, but that might be about the only basic song that there is from them.
Yeah, actually, it's funny about Stuart Copeland, because if memory serves me right, he actually has come out and said that he doesn't play that song the same ever.
Mixes it up. Yeah, that's all right.
With it. Yeah,
that's good.
So how's this for anti-Valentine's Day? A song about a stalker. There you go. Every breath you take.
Well, there's love one direction there, I suppose.
That's right. There is.
I don't know.
And Chris, I have to say, I don't know where you got that Toronto subway poster in the back there, but man, that's cool. I got to get one of those.
He stole it from a subway.
Yeah, it wasn't me. It was my wife. So what they were doing is, so now like they have lights on every station now, like little, and it lights up. And when they were switching them out, they took the old one out, and then I guess like the guy put it down, and then my wife's friend was like, "You should grab it." So then she just grabbed it, and got off at her stop and ran.
So it's an actual one of those things from the train then.
Oh yeah, that's a legit Toronto subway poster. Yeah,
that's awesome.
Very nice.
Excellent.
All right, Joe, show us something.
Okay. I'm just going to say everything off of this album, or pretty much anything that this lady did. You looked over at your pile. I'm not sure if that means there's something that's going to come up from young Sade and company, but yeah, this is this is, you can listen to it if you broke up with someone. There's a little bit of that. You can listen to it if you are currently physically with someone. You could listen to it, and you can play it if you want to get physically with someone as well. So this is the best of so for Mr. Man, the best of, but any of her albums and all of her songs, and really, really fantastic music. Another artist that I learned to appreciate as I got a little bit older. I mean, I always knew that there was talent there, but the appeal was never there, or something. I'm not exactly sure, like right at the beginning, but then I figured it out fairly quickly. So Sade, I think that's how you pronounce it.
I saw you talk about, we were talking about antique stores earlier. I went to this one in Timmins, and I'll never go back to it. It's one thing that every person in the VC, it just ticks them off, is when you go to one of these antique stores and the records are so beyond overly priced. Yeah. I was like, I saw that album and I was like, man, I want to get that. She was selling it used for $100.
Yeah.
I went, come on.
Yeah.
Come on. 45s, $25.
Yeah.
I went, I just turned around. Just crazy. Because I like that album, but I just no way I'll ever pay $100 for that.
No. Some like thrift store owners who don't know anything about records, they just know that records are like making a comeback. So they get a record and they price it like out of the roof. Like I saw Billy Joel the Stranger beat up, like it was not in good shape, and it was at a vintage store, and I think this owner just saw like, oh, like this is the Stranger, this is Billy Joel, this is a popular record, and I think it was like $25 or something, and it's like laughable. Half the records are dollar records, and then anyone that are good are just priced like completely overpriced.
Yeah.
They're just hoping that someone's going to come in there and for nostalgia reasons go, oh yeah, I guess, like that has no idea and sees it and, oh man, I used to listen to that in high school, so I'm going to get that again. So and it
has no idea what condition what it actually means, you know.
Yeah.
Assuming, oh, this scratched up record's going to play fine.
Yep.
Yeah, I have a question, and I didn't want to ask it because I don't want to sound stupid, but I'm going to do it anyway. As you know, Daryl, he's a teacher. He knows there's no stupid questions, right?
No
Daryl?
stupid questions.
That's right.
Okay, you Joe, you mentioned Sade. Is she like still around? Is she alive? Is she dead? What is she still making music?
Well, after I finished what I was saying, I was going to say, and I'm not sure that she is still around, but I would think she's got to be out there. Maybe an artist that we don't hear about, because maybe she's not putting out hit singles anymore, but is probably putting out albums still, I would imagine. And for sure, if capable and chooses to, would be on tour and would pack places, not stadiums. But I don't know if she ever did play stadiums. But you put her in a nice 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 seat venue, and I can't see it not doing well. So, what are you finding?
She is still alive. She is 67 years old, and she is still active in music, apparently. So there you go.
All right, there we go.
Her real name is Helen Fulsade Adu, in case you wanted to know. I don't know that she's put out anything new. Let's see. The last new album was Soldier of Love in 2010. But she's still out there touring, I guess. So there you go.
All right.
Now
There's your answer.
There's your answer. Okay. I am going to show a song. Now, I don't have the one by the original artist. So I'm going to show the more famous cover of the song. And it's that, call it a fleeting romance that's, gone in a flash. And then, a life spent wondering what could have been. And that is just one of my favorite songs of all time. I got to show the Janis Joplin version, Me and Bobby McGee. I love the Chris Christopherson. I mean, the Janis version is good too, but I love Chris Christopherson, who wrote the song. It is a song. Originally, it's about a girl named Bobby, but obviously Bobby's an interchangeable name, so Janis switched the genders on it, which is appropriate. It's a song, obviously, probably everyone knows the song. This hitchhiker, befriends this woman named Bobby, and they, kind of hitchhike across the country and fall in love. And somewhere near Salinas, California, they part ways. And, he kind of says, I hope that Bobby finds the home that she's been looking for. And, he longs after her after that. I would trade. This is one of my favorite lyrics of all time. I would trade all of my tomorrows for one single yesterday.
Yeah.
So I need to find the Christopherson album.
Bobby's body next to mine.
Exactly. Love that song. I've had the privilege to see Chris Christopherson perform that live, which was one of the highlights of my concert life, because the man's a legend. So one of the best love songs, Me and Bobby McGee.
Very nice.
I like Richard's comment. VG +++ looks like it was used for street hockey.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot of vintage store finds, unfortunately. Okay, it's now Chris's turn. Here we go.
All right. Okay, so as I think I heard the Love Guru talking earlier about, you got love songs, breakup songs, and then the yearning songs. So I did a love song. Now I'll do a breakup song. I'm not sure if this is a breakup song or if this is a yearning song. I would have to listen to all of the lyrics, but we've got this a really good song, actually. So we got The Best of the Bee Gees, and it's not the disco Bee Gees. This is the folky Bee Gees. This came out in 1969. Not that there's anything wrong with the disco Bee Gees, but there's a song on here that is called To Love Somebody, and that's got the lyric, you don't know what it's like to love somebody the way that I love you. And this is a good version of it, but also there's a really good version by Eric Burdon. I'm not sure if he's with the Animals or if he's with War or if he's just solo or something, but he does a really good cover of it. And I just find like that is a really sad, like it's just sad, where you're just like, you don't even know how much I love you. You don't know what it's like to love someone the way that I love you. And they presumably do not share the sentiments. So I always thought that was quite a very lovely song by the Gibb boys.
That's a phenomenal compilation. There's also I Got to Get a Message to You on there as well. We've had this discussion.
How can you mend a broken heart on there too?
Yep, I believe so. I think it is.
I'm not seeing it. They've got Every Christian Lion-Hearted Man Will Show You, New York Mining Disaster. It does no, it's not on here.
I thought it was. Maybe it's on.
I started it
volume 2. Yeah.
I gotta hijack the big screen here for a second because that is a fantastic song, and this is unintentional. But Richard, get your pencil out because these guys also covered "To Love Somebody." This was their Blue Rodeo's Greatest Hits Volume 1 from 2001. It was the only new song on the rest were all greatest hits, but they turned it into a rock song. And Greg it's like a raw rock vocal on it, and it's phenomenal. And we played it the first time I got married to the crazy person that I was married to for a very, very short period of time. One of my favorite Blue Rodeo songs, actually. So there you go. If you haven't heard this version, Chris, you should. It's pretty awesome.
I'll have to look it up.
Richard, update the score.
Yeah, what's the score? I saw a Glass Tiger. I know I've seen a couple Blue Rodeos. I don't know if we have any Bryan Adams though.
Yeah, well, we did Bryan Adams too. So it should be one Glass Tiger, 2 Blue Rodeo, and 1 Bryan Adams is where we should be.
And 4 Air Supply.
And 4 Air Supply.
4 Air Supply. Yeah.
So, all right, back to the top. Daryl.
Okay. Well, I got to go with some Canadian roots on this next one. 80s Canadian heartthrob. I think every girl wanted to be in his boxer shorts. Got to talk about Corey Hart. And there's a couple songs on this one. Fields of Fire, which is probably not the most famous album by him by any means, but I Am By Your Side was one of his singles off of this one, and you can always I forget how the lyrics go. It's I am by your side, you can always count on me. So he's kind of trying to be this faithful partner, but he also does a cover of Elvis's Can't Help Falling in Love, which was also covered by UB40, which is a fantastic track. And I think Corey Hart probably does the most mellow version out of all of them. It's super slow, super soft. And I am not ashamed to say that I have 3 Corey Hart albums. I don't mind Corey Hart. I don't know what kind of trees those are in the background. They're not Joshua trees, but kind of calls it Fields of Fire is the name of the album. It's a pretty good album. It's one of his later ones from the 80s. And I think the last one that he did that had any radio significance on the Canadian airwaves. So, yeah, you can't go wrong with Corey Hart. I mean, once again, he would be the kind of thing that you'd be seeing at 1980s Valentine's Day dances for sure.
I know a guy that broke up with someone at a Valentine's Day dance. Pretty heartless.
There's a pretty good clip out there. There's a good clip that came up, unfortunately, after Catherine O'Hara passed away. Speaking of everybody wanting to get into his pants, where she's just kind of fallen all over him. I think she calls herself Catherine Hart. They're at some award show together, giving out an award. So it's pretty good. She's fairly smitten with him, if you want to look it up. And yes, Corey is, I believe, well, he was a couple years ago anyway, went back out on tour. Yeah.
He's still touring. Yep.
Yeah.
And the women are just still
a thing. A thing.
Yeah, indeed.
Okay.
Yeah, we mentioned that Bryan Adams has many sappy songs. The only thing that looks good on me is, that's a great song. I love that. Off 18 Till I Die. Love that one. All right. Joe.
Okay, I'm going to go with a little bit of a curveball, kind of. This is. I'm just going to show it. It's Alice Cooper, which you wouldn't think necessarily that there would be a lot of love songs from Alice Cooper, but a guy that was a writer for Elton John, Bernie Taupin, actually wrote some songs on this album, including How You Gonna See Me Now, which is, in theory, it's Alice when he's come back out of rehab or he's come back out of the insane asylum. If you look, there's an old video back before there was videos, back before there was the MTVs and the Much Musics or whatever. He was doing a lot of that type of stuff. And so it's just basically him kind of questioning how his former lover or his wife is going to see him after getting out of the insane asylum. And it's a pretty cool Alice Cooper album, and it's called From the Inside because it's songs that were written after he got out. Produced by some kid named David Foster. And like I said, Bernie Taupin, one of the writers on a number of the songs on here. So it's a little bit of an obscure album for Alice, but it's very good. I like it. Inmates Were All Crazy, From the Inside. Wish I Were Born in Beverly Hills, but the song I was going for was How You Gonna See Me Now. So there you go, Alice Cooper. Not necessarily who you would equate to love songs, but he's got them.
Yep. We'll go with that. All right. I would be remiss talking about love songs if I didn't mention something from my most recent wedding. That sounds terrible.
You should word that differently.
Well, because I had mentioned I was married for a very short time in my early 20s. Kim and I have been married for this year will be 17 years. So wonderful woman, and I'm far too lucky to have her. A song from our wedding. This is I don't remember much of my wedding, and that's not because I was drunk. I don't drink, so I wasn't drunk. I was completely sober. But my dad died unexpectedly 6 days before my wedding, so I was not in a good headspace. So I remember very little of my wedding because I was under a tremendous amount of stress. But the moment that rings clearest for me is at the end of the night. My wife and I on the dance floor as I dropped that record. Into the Mystic. I mean, I think my favorite Van Morrison song. I don't know if Sam's still watching. I know he's a massive Van Morrison fan. I know it's one of his biggest hits, so but I just think it's a beautiful song, and that is my fondest memory of my wedding. Just my wife and I dancing to that song at the end of the night. So she remembers it as fondly as I do. It's it's I don't say it's our song, but it's that song means more to the two of us than anything else. So there you go. Into the Mystic. Mm-hmm.
Very nice.
Nice.
All right. I did love song, breakup song. Now it's time for a yearning song, or even just a sad love. I don't know if it's yearning, but it's in that territory, I guess. So, okay, Rob, I picked this one for you because I know you enjoy this person.
All right.
We got Heart Like a Wheel.
Yeah.
Linda Ronstadt. The song I'm thinking of is When Will I Be Loved?
Yeah.
Which is an written by the Everly Brothers.
Yep.
She does a great version on this album, and that's it. She's just asking, when will I be loved? And I don't know. I can't think of like the details of the lyrics, but just sometimes you got to ask when is it my turn? When will it
Been
happen for me?
It's been mistreated. When will I be loved? Yeah, it's basically
I've been cheated. I've been
when
cheated.
is it my turn? Yeah, I've been cheated,
exactly.
been mistreated. Yeah, it's that's my favorite Ronstadt record. That's fantastic. I love her version of that song better than the Everly Brothers version. It's fantastic, so good.
Yeah, You're No Good is really good on here, and also what is it? Willin is really good as well. Really like that song.
That whole album is stellar, start to finish.
Good album.
Start to finish.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Brian is saying Into the Mystic was our first hour song with his first girlfriend. That's cool, man. Love it. Love it.
There's a good Jacob Dylan, or I'm not sure if Jacob Dylan or if it's the Wallflowers. Have you heard that version, Rob?
No.
You should check it out.
I don't have all the Wallflowers records, so I've got some of them, but I don't have all of them.
I don't know if it's like I don't know if it's like from their studio albums or what. I just know like this is back in like downloaded it once upon a time, and it's a really good
I'll look for it.
Jacob Dylan or the Wallflowers version. Yeah,
love it. I'll look for it. All right, back to the top, Daryl.
Okay, figure out which one I want to show here. I'll go with this. One of the three newest I have, I showed Hootie and the Blowfish earlier. This is another one that is new. Vertical Horizon from the late night. I think it's 1999. This album came out. Yeah, 99. So there is a song. Actually, there's two songs on here. One's called "You're a God," and the other one is "Everything You Want." So "You're a God" is it's not a love song. It's almost like he's basically comparing his girl to like something that's higher, and he doesn't deserve to have anything that's as good as her or a godlike thing. But "Everything You Want" is more of like I don't want to call it a breakup song because it's not, but basically he's been hurt by his girlfriend, I guess you would say. So it's the inner sleeve is just all the lyrics, but "Everything You Want" it was all over the radio in 99, 2000. When I was at University of Windsor, it was always on the radio in our cafeteria, so I remember it distinctly. But "Everything You Want," he's kind of like yearning for this girl that basically doesn't want anything to do with him. She wants everything to do with some other guy, and he knows that this guy isn't the right guy for her, but she just can't see it. She wants some guy that really doesn't deserve her. So that is what that song is about. He's kind of yearning, I guess, for this girl because he knows that the one guy that she is currently with is undeserving of her. So yeah, Vertical Horizon. I know it's not something that you see too often, but I don't mind them. And it got me to free shipping. So, hey, here you go.
Yeah, that always helps, right?
That's important.
I am not a love guru. I do okay. I'm all right. I just like Mike Myers. So now we're going to go with a song that is a two-parter. It is trying to find love and then ultimately succeeding in finding love, and that is the Hollies and Bus Stop, because he is pursuing the young lady, and eventually underneath the same umbrella enough times, they find love. By the end of summer, she was mine. I'm not sure that's the most appropriate line in the song, but I think we get the gist of it. Not mine, but you know what I mean. So these guys are great. I really like the Hollies. This is the best of. They were not massive, but yet they were, and they should have been, but not talked about amongst amongst some of the standouts of the time period. But Long Cool Woman in a black dress, Dear Eloise, Looking Through Any Window, Stop, Stop, Stop. Just One Look. Lots of great stuff on here. He Ain't Heavy, He's My Brother. But Bus Stop is specifically the love song of trying to find love because he thinks the girl is cute, and then he asks if she would like to share his umbrella, She says yes, and by August they were together. We'll just go with they were together. And then whatever happened after that, that's up to them.
It's funny you should show that, Joe, because I grabbed that and I'm not going to show it now because you just was going to show that exact record for the exact song for the exact reason that you showed it. I back in high school, we had a group of friends. There was, I don't know, 15 or 20 of us, and people sort of enter the fray and leave. And one point in time, there was this young woman that joined our sort of group of friends. Her name was Sonia, and first time I saw her, I literally took my breath away. I thought, wow, this is the most incredible creature I've ever seen in my life. And she wouldn't give me the fucking time of day. And it was around the same time I started listening to the Hollies, and that song reminded me of her and still does to this day. He ended up with a girl, I did not, and that's okay. It all ended well. So it's funny that you showed that for the exact same reason I was going to show it. So Lucas here, concert buddy. Did I miss the Nickelback deep dive? No, it's going to be on Daryl's channel tomorrow. So
this is how you remind me.
All right.
So Rob, you mentioned like love at first sight, almost like with that girl.
Yeah.
So when I was in my 20s, I worked at a restaurant in Toronto. I was a server there, and it was one of those restaurants that like just every waitress there was like amazing looking, like and it was like I was single at the time, and so just like going to work every day was just like I'd fall in love with a new girl like every single time. They were just like the most beautiful, and I got to be friends with them too, so I'd get to know them as well. It wasn't just like, anyways, it's not important. I guess we're talking about love anyways. So, yeah. Anyways, that just reminded me of that. Of like, there were so many crushes I had of just like girls that I'm just like, they don't know. They pretty much all had boyfriends anyways, but just amazing looking women.
We seem to be the case.
Richard will appreciate this one because he's a big U2 fan. These guys have a fair amount of love songs, but the one that instantly, when we thought about this topic, one of the first songs that popped into my head, Chris worked at Hooters. Yeah. Was it a Moxie's by any chance?
No, but it was it was that exact same style of restaurant.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
The U2 song that popped into my head is All I Want Is You off Rattle and Hum. I'm not going to show the Rattle and Hum version, though. And Richard, I think you might be jealous over this. This is actually, even though it's the same size as a record, it's not a record. It's 2 CDs. Yeah. There they are right there. This is one of the U2 fan club releases. Yeah, here we go. Do I want that so bad? So U2 does a bunch of fan club only releases, which if you're a member of the fan club, you can get. If you're not a member of the fan club, no, you can't have them. I'm not a member of the fan club, but I was in one of my locals about 10 years ago, and this was sitting on the wall, and I knew exactly what it was. I think they wanted $40 for it, which I was fine with. It was for a lot more than that now. I took it up the counter, and the guy goes, this isn't a record. I'm like, I know exactly what this is. Thank you very much. It's called U22, a 22-track live collection from the U2 360 tour. It's incredible. I like live stuff. U2 live is phenomenal. So U2 doing All I Want Is You live, absolutely incredible. But it's just, you read the lyrics to that song, it's basically, you're the only person in the world, and all I want is you. I think it's one of the best love songs I've ever heard. So there we go.
The video for it's pretty good too. I watched it again for some reason the other night. I was down some YouTube rabbit hole watched, so it was pretty good. I thought maybe you were going to go with Sweetest Thing as well, which I thought about too. So
I think that's a shit song. I mean, I know Bono wrote it for his wife. I think it's a shit song.
It was a makeup song because he fucked up, I think is what it was.
On her anniversary or something like that. So yeah. I just think that's a great. I also thought, you could maybe look at like With or Without You. That's an incredible love song as well. But So, Richard, I know you want this so bad. I want that RSD version of Songs of Innocence. So, we both have one that the other person wants. No, I don't want to trade either, though. So, I don't know. I'm going to ignore Jason Arsenault's comment. He's sending me a lot of stuff that I'm trying not to read because it's going to make me crack up. So.
Chris. Okay, so I think I'm back to love song now, and actually, I'm realizing I don't know if I have the right criteria, but I'll make it work. This album. So I know Daryl, you showed Jagged Little Pill, right?
Earlier, yes.
Yeah. So this is another female Canadian breakup album, and actually, I think this fits as like this is there's love songs on here, there's breakup songs, there's yearning songs. Every single track, basically. We got Blue, Joni Mitchell. Yeah, this is my original copy, and literally every single song on here is just. I mean, there's a reason why they call it Blue, right? But the song that I'm thinking of is the song "Case of You," where she says, "I could drink a case of you." Just can take all of it in. However, there's every other song on here. This song is written by it's written about a couple different guys. I think that Joni, right around this time, I think she either was dating James Taylor at the time or had just broken up with James Taylor, who also plays on this album. She had broken up with Graham Nash, so there's one or two songs that are written about Graham Nash. There's also a song called Carey on here, Carey, and I think that was a former fling for Joni as well. So you get a little bit of everything in that one.
Phenomenal pick.
That's a keeper, yeah.
Absolutely.
A lot of good songs came out of the Laurel Canyon, and people moving from house to house to house to house. We got good songs, we got not bad songs, we got happy songs, we got unhappy songs, we got a lot of songs out of Laurel Canyon and everything going on. Yeah,
we sort of touched on that on our last Connections episode because I had a bunch of Laurel Canyon albums. So, indeed. All right, there.
Okay. So I've talked about these guys many times in the past. I prefer their 80s music to anything else. They started off mainly as like you would call it like a 10-piece band, brass instruments and stuff like that. But I would have been remiss to not show Peter Cetera's era of Chicago, the 1980s, because everything that he did, well, I think most of this is Peter Cetera. Some of it's not. But I mean, it's just sappy love songs is really what this is, or breakup songs or yearning songs. I think it's a collection of all three. And my dad had this on CD when I was in high school, when I was in, grade 7 and 8 kind of thing. So I used to listen to this all the time when I was a kid. My dad used to. But I mean, it has Look Away, which would be kind of like a breakup song. Love Me Tomorrow. Will You Still Love Me? What Kind of Man Would I Be? Without any, You're the Inspiration. I Don't Want to Live Without Your Love. We Can Last Forever. It's like an entire greatest hits of just love songs, you might call it, right? So I don't know what it is. I actually, like I said, I prefer the Peter Cetera era of Chicago. I know not everybody does like it, but one album I have never seen in the wild is the original Chicago Transit Authority from 1968 or 69 or whatever it is.
Yeah.
That'd be a cool one to get full on brass. But yeah, Chicago, what kind of their greatest hits, 82 to 89. And there's even a song that's on here. I think it's You're the Inspiration. Was actually featured in Criminal Minds. And it was one of the rare episodes in which a female antagonist was in the episode. So there you go, Chicago.
Nice
choice.
Okay, next, I guess we'll go with this. I listened to this album today too. This is, I mean, I love what we do on Wednesday nights for a lot of reasons, but it's nice to be able to pull some albums out, say on Monday or Tuesday when you decide, and then listen to them on the Wednesday as you're sitting around waiting for the show. But little red rocker Sammy Hagar, I was going to say one of my favorite singers from Van Halen. I'm not sure if Sammy's my favorite or Dave's my favorite. He's in the top three anyway. But Your Love Is Driving Me Crazy. So, which again is I think it's in love aspect for Sammy at that point. It might be a little bit beforehand. I don't think it's afterwards. I don't think that it's a post affair, love affair, that is, not affair, although it could be, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, Your Love Is Driving Me Crazy. If you listen to the lyrics on that one, he's pretty happy with her for the most part, but she does drive him a little nuts. But then I think that's part of love, is you got to drive the other person a little nuts, maybe. I think that can be a big part of it sometimes. And for the Saskatchewan, although maybe Tramps was somewhere else. Look, it's got the old Tramps bag on it. Tramps was a record store that was in Saskatoon and Regina, fairly big. They were around for a long time. They were kind of the original used shop back in the day when you could take stuff in and they'd give you 10 cents on the dollar maybe, and then they'd sell them for $2 a piece back in the middle of the 90s when everybody got rid of their albums. So there you go, Sammy.
All right.
Sammy.
Okay. I got to show this guy. I may talk about this guy from time to time, but it's not the record I normally show. Adam Baldwin. You guys ever heard of this guy?
Yeah. Yes.
That's a good little EP.
It is a fantastic EP. I show his album Concertos and Serenades all the time, and the copy I have is autographed. Coincidentally, so is my copy of his EP autographed.
Yeah, I've got that CD that CD signed by him.
Yep.
It wasn't on vinyl when I met him. It wasn't on vinyl. It was just the CD.
Yep. They did originally came out in 2013, and then the vinyl came out like maybe 5 or 6 years ago, I think. So this was so. I talk about him all the time because his Concertos and Serenades album is absolutely phenomenal. This was his first EP. It's a rock EP. It's very, very Springsteen. Definitely very. The joke with this band, I mean, you can even see what he looks like. Back in the day when this album came out, his band used to call him the supervisor because he wasn't quite the boss. Springsteen's his hero. So anyway, there's a song in here called Burning Man, which is just an incredible song of heartbreak. He is hopelessly in love with someone, and it goes south, and he's I don't want to love you anymore, and she sort of moved on, and he's just absolutely wrecked. And I think we all probably have experienced that at some point in time. So I know I talk about the other Adam stuff a lot, but this is where it all began, and it's just absolutely phenomenal.
See, I like on that one, Rob, Love You With My Eyes Closed.
Yeah.
Great one. And then also not a love song, but I guess, a little bit actually is Arms.
Yes.
This is great. That's great. And it tells a nice little story.
I got to show you something.
Whoever added Concertos and Serenades to Discogs, they have a signed copy. I was looking it up the other day for some reason. It was
not me.
Yeah.
This here, I'm going to make myself large. Chris will appreciate this. This is the handwritten signed lyrics for Bonnie Raitt off that album.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wow. That's awesome.
I got from Adam. So.
Jeez.
There you go. No one gives a shit about that but me, but I like it.
Oh, no.
All right. It's now Chris's turn.
All right. Well, Rob, you showed Adam Baldwin, so I guess that means I got to show Matt Mays.
Yeah.
Terminal Romance. This is a good breakup album.
Yes.
And it's pink, so and it's got a heart on it, so it fits the Valentines theme.
Indeed.
And as my nurse wife pointed out, anatomically correct heart.
There you go.
And actually, so I guess that would be Adam Baldwin right there. I guess he was in El Torpedo
Yeah.
at the time, I think.
The other guy on the bottom is Jay Smith. His guitar player committed suicide a few years after.
Yeah. But so the song that I'm thinking of is Terminal Romance, which is, I think, probably my favorite Matt Mays song. It's
it's
a
up there for
long,
me
drawn
too.
out. Yeah, it's 6 or 7 minutes long. It's a slow piano, and then it kind of builds up at the end. Yeah, he's just lamenting this lost love that he had, and it's very expressive. I always thought you said with Adam Baldwin Springsteen-esque. I always thought that song was very Springsteen-esque.
Yep,
and
I agree.
Really, really good. I recommend that song, and this is a great album in general. But that's my favorite song off this album.
Solid electric rock album for sure. It's so good.
Absolutely, yeah.
Digital Eyes, that's another great song. Building a Boat. I can't remember what else is on there, but it's so good.
I like Northern Belle off that one. It's really good.
Oh, yeah. I don't think there's a bad song on that entire record. I really don't.
No. And there's
really
Tall
don't.
Trees as well.
Oh, I love Tall Trees. Yeah. I don't know if you caught, I mentioned it in one of my videos when I saw Blue Rodeo back in November. I bumped into Matt Mays in the lobby. He was walking by.
Yeah, we were texting about it.
Oh, yeah, that's right. And he was just, I chatted with him for about 10 minutes. He was telling me about the new record that's in the works. So, what a super nice dude. He lives not too far from me. He's in Ancaster now, which is 45 minutes away. And he has a farm, and he does concerts in his barn. And so very limited tickets, and he advertises them on his Instagram, and they go fast. I'm gonna get to one of those, and I know where his farm is because I'm in the woodworking industry, and there's a cabinet shop next door. And I was driving down this road, and I'm like, I pull into the cabinet shop next door, and I'm like, that looks like Matt Mays' farm, and sure as shit, it was. So I'm gonna make it to one of his shows this summer. Hopefully, that would be pretty cool.
That would be great. I don't know if I told you. Maybe I have told you this story before. So, I've met Matt a couple times, and I used to see him in Toronto at like the Dakota Tavern. Actually, that's where I met my wife at the Dakota Tavern.
No kidding.
And Dakota Tavern, like the Horseshoe Tavern. Yeah. We met there. Yeah.
I love those places.
And and so the beauty of that place is that it's such a small venue. Afterwards, the band stays there, and they're having drinks and stuff. And so, so me and my buddy, we went to see Matt Mays, and he was hanging out afterwards, and we're chatting with him at the bar. And my buddy was like, he's like, "Hey Matt, so like, when you people who don't know Matt Mays, probably if you know one song, his biggest radio hit would be like Cocaine Cowgirl, I would guess, right?"
Yep.
And my buddy says to him, he goes, "Matt, like Cocaine Cowgirl," he goes, "Is that a song? Like, could you just write another one of those if you wanted to, or what?" And then Matt was just like, "Oh, I wish." So he was, he was a little bit lamenting, I guess, but I always thought that was kind of funny. He was just like, "Oh man, if only I could write another one of those."
That's awesome. I love those places: the Horseshoe, the Dakota, the Rivoli, the Cameron House. All those. I've been to all of them, especially when I used to go see Dustin Bentall all the time. But for me, it's such a goddamn pain in the ass to get there. It's an hour drive, and you got to find parking. And Toronto smells like ass. To be there, but at any night of the week, you can go see incredible music at all those places. So that's awesome.
I used to live right off of Ossington Avenue when I lived in Toronto, and the Dakota was on Ossington, so it was just like a quick bus ride away, and it was amazing. Like live music every night, even if you didn't know the band, like you knew it was going to be a good time. And now I think at the place it's shut down now. It's
the Dakota closed about 3 or 4 months ago, I think, which is unfortunate. So
it's really sad. It was one of Toronto's best concert venues, best bars, best hole in the wall bars.
I agree. It's in the basement, I think, of just this small. It's on a side street.
It's like a pizza place above it or something.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Pizza.
Been there many times. All right, we got 10 minutes left, so speed round. Time flies because then we got to take a break because we got Joe's game show at 10:30. So, Daryl, speed round. Bring us home.
Speed round. I got a couple of loved ones left and then a few breakup ones. So let's go through them quickly. Amy Grant, That's What Love Is For. To get us through it. She also had a few, like Every Heartbeat and Baby Baby. Those are just like poppy, fun. I don't know if we would call them love songs, but just fun songs to get together with, I guess, your partner with. We'll head to the future and Space Age Love Song by A Flock of Seagulls, which is just such a weird song, but absolutely hilarious. So we got to respect that. And then we'll go with the breakup songs. So this one's kind of a misnomer. So John Waite obviously used to be in the Babies, and I could have went with Bad English and When I See You Smile, which would have been a love song. But Missing You, I always thought it was a love song. But then when you listen to it, you often forget that the word I ain't missing you at all is in there. I always thought he was just saying, I thought it was just like a drawn out I am missing you, but it's I ain't missing you. So kind of one of those doesn't care, even though he's like, every time I think of you, I always catch my breath. But then he comes to and realizes he's just not missing his ex. So there's John Waite. Linkin Park, In the End, it's kind of one of those just did everything that he could to stay with the person, but in the end, it really doesn't matter. I think we briefly talked about this next one. We briefly talked about it. Bonnie Tyler, It's a Heartache, nothing but a heartache, right? So heartbreak, heartache. We already talked about this. I picked Linda Ronstadt's For You're No Good. Just, anti. And then last but not least, two more songs. Portishead's Dummy, which is like trip hop music from the 90s, but Sour Times, there's a line in the song, nobody loves me like you do, but she's kind of like, it's really like sad and depressing and almost like she can't come to grips that somebody cares about her. And then Against All Odds by Phil Collins. I mean, the song is one of the most sappiest breakup songs of the 80s. So there we go. No Jagger required, Phil Collins. Finish it off.
All right. Well done. Joe.
Okay. Both a tragic play by a guy named Shakespeare and a fantastic song by Dire Straits, Romeo and Juliet. Another fantastic, wonderful album. Lots of good stuff on here. Roller Girl on here, making movies, all that good stuff. Very good. This one's kind of cool. I forgot about this, but Louie or Brother Louie by Stories. He takes his new girlfriend over to the parents, and the parents aren't impressed because she's a black girl. And 40, 50 years later, we're still having the same shit. But anyway, I won't get into that. But there's the gatefold, and there's the album itself, The Boys from Stories, but Brother Louie, and little stumbling in for Susie Quattro and Chris. What the hell was his name? Chris from Smokey. Stumbling In was a good song as well. That's a bit of a love song. That is, I think, In Love. There's a couple on here. My Eyes Adored You, as well as Can't Take My Eyes Off of You. So Frankie Valli, again, there was a lot of stuff, Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons that were love songy, but for sure those two off of that greatest hits. I'll save that one till the end, I think. So You and I by Lady Gaga. She's got some love songs as well. She's got some breakup songs. She's got a little bit of everything. There's some good stuff on Joanne, A Million Reasons, but I chose You and I, her wanting to get back together and lamenting the fact that maybe they shouldn't have broken up. And I think they did get back together, but now she's with another gentleman whose name escapes me and I don't know. And how about this one? The First Time Ever I Saw Your Face from Roberta Flack. Great album, great song. Kind of another one of those that you kind of forget about until you hear it, and then you go, holy shit, that's a good song. For me, anyway. I really love that song. A great, well written song.
It's funny, Joe, that you showed that because I was gonna show the Gordon Lightfoot version of that song.
Yeah.
Because like I don't think Roberta or Gordon wrote that song. It was
No, I don't
somebody
believe.
else.
No, I looked earlier because I think you're correct. The first time it is by Ewan McCall and Storm King, BMI. So yeah, Ewan McCall, MacColl. So yeah, you'd think
That's
that
right.
would have been a Gordon one too. The way that he does it,
Yeah.
he performs that pretty
Oh,
well.
and yeah, I've heard that Roberta Flack version. I just have that Gordon version on vinyl. I would have shown it, but it's downstairs. And same thing. Just the lyrics in that song and the expressiveness of that song is just like the first time ever I saw your face. Like all these emotions that I went through is a really beautiful love song.
And just the way that Gord sings it as well, but the way that she sings it, just her voice just stood out wonderfully in that song.
Yeah.
And yeah, it is a fantastic song, love song or not, but it is a fantastic song. There you go.
All right. I got a handful here. I'll try to be quick about it. A band I've talked about a lot. I've seen them a lot. Whitehorse, Luke and Melissa, who are a married couple. They have from Toronto. They have a bunch of different albums. They have a country album. They have a sort of quasi psychedelic album. They have a rock album. They have a pop album. They have kind of a, sort of folky record. This is their most recent record. It's called I'm Not Crying, You're Crying. It's a sort of 50s, 60s kind of country inspired record. So obviously in that sort of stereotypical country, there's a song in here called I Might Get Over This, But I Won't Stop Loving You, a breakup song. There's another great song that they wrote during the pandemic called 6 Feet Away. I don't want to be 6 feet away from you again, talking about how we had to socially distance. And, it's using that as, you love someone so much, I don't want to be away from you in the framework of the pandemic. So there's others, but those are the two that struck me. Whatever genre these two touch, it's phenomenal. Thought of Daryl when I thought about this love song because I know he loves ABBA. Off Super Trooper, I've always thought that this song is amazing. The Winner Takes It All. So probably everybody knows they used to be married. So Bjorn and Frida Benny and Frida were married, and Bjorn and Jetta were married. And Bjorn wrote the song The Winner Takes It All, and it is a heartbreaking song. I mean, wrapped up in the ABBA sort of massive sound production, incredible, whatever. But it's at its core, it's a heartbreaking song singing about how, our relationship ended and the winner gets everything and the other person is left with nothing. They're just gutted as a person. So he wrote that song and his ex-wife had to sing it. And boy, did she was incredible. One of their best songs. So that sort of, it's amazing. It's just like, Lindsey Buckingham and Stevie Nicks writing some songs that, just Lindsey wrote a song that just trashes Stevie, and she had to perform that on stage for 50 years. So that kind of thing. It just amazed me. I got 3 more. Dawes, Nothing Is Wrong. Love Dawes. They're another sort of Laurel Canyon band from the 2010s. They're still around, still making music. This is, I think, their best album. I think it's like their second or third record. There's a song on here called $1 Million Bill. It's a very slow song, and it's about it's longing. It's this guy. He's in love with this woman who is no longer with him. She's moved on, and he comes up with all these sort of scenarios like, if she's dating a rich guy, he's going to run for president and get his face on the $1 million bill. That way, everything that these rich guys buy for her, his face is still on it, and he just finds a way to be with her if he can't be with her. It's very romantic. It's very beautiful. Great song. 2 more. This dickhead, Eric Clapton. wrote many love songs because he was in love with his best friend's wife and eventually ended up marrying her. I'm going to go with the song Wonderful Tonight off Slow Hand. He just wrote it as he's waiting for Patty to get dressed in hair and makeup and all that other shit to go out, and he just wrote this song about how you look wonderful tonight. It's a beautiful song. And last but not least, The Boss. I absolutely love the song Tougher Than the Rest, which is a song that's kind of, he did a great explanation of this when he did that long interview with Howard Stern, where he said, I wanted to write this song. It's basically like, I may not be the best looking, I may not be the richest or whatever, but through thick and thin, I'm still going to be there because I'm tougher than the rest. And I go, what a great song. So when you see him and Patty, his wife, do this live, just the way they look at each other when they do it. I mean, I know Joe has seen them in concert. I mean, that's to me the most powerful love song I think I've seen. So there you go.
Yeah, and Brilliant Disguise and One Step Up on that album are
agreed.
Some other heartbreakers.
Yep, indeed.
All right, so I got 3 left. So we got from 1981, Billy Squier. This is Don't Say No, and there's a song on here. It's a good love. Well, I mean, it's a love song. It's a good song. It's called My Kind of Lover, and when you look at the lyrics, listen to the song. It's nothing profound. It's literally just saying, "You're my kind of lover." Like, you make my motor rate. You get my motor racing. You're my kind of lover. And then he repeats "my kind of lover" a bunch of times. But that's a good one. And then, okay, here's a nice breakup song from old Uncle Neil. We got "Only Love Can Break Your Heart."
Yes.
You got to be sure right from the start. That's it. Only love can break your heart. And then another breakup song. Good Canadian breakup anthem. We got Blame Brett, the opening track from the Beaches on Blame My Ex album, which Joe, who was it written by? Who was it? Yeah, who was it written by? Sorry,
gentleman.
Who is it written about?
Yeah, which is Brett from the Glorious Sons. So
that's right.
Yes, yeah,
and that's a good one too, because she's just talking about how damaged she is after the breakup and how she's don't depend on her for a solid relationship. She's just in it for the sex. Don't let me near your dad. All of this stuff is pretty funny.
Yeah, they're over in Europe, big tour, and actually the Glorious Sons. I'm going to go see parts of the Glorious Sons next Thursday. The something and the Dirty Bastards. I can't remember their name, but they're part them and another. And then Brett's going out on his own. Johnny Shambles or something he's calling himself. So, but yeah, they toured together. So I think that's probably the impetus of where that song came from.
Yeah.
Along with other things, but yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys, that was great. We'll do as we normally do. We'll go around the horn real quick. Talk about anything you want to talk about on your channel. Plug any video that you got out. Chris, since you're a guest, what's going on at Stylist Meets Vinyl?
Not much right now. Not much coming down the pipeline right now. I've been busy. Actually, Valentine's Day is actually my birthday. So
happy birthday.
Thank you. So I've got some friends, some family coming up this weekend. So I don't think I'll be making a video. And then last weekend we were out at we call it camp here, but it's the cottage. And Rob, I know you'll love this. So we did our annual polar dive last weekend.
Oh God.
It was minus 33.
Oh.
And I did 6 dips actually.
Jesus.
Yeah. It was good. Alcohol helps.
Sir.
I will say that alcohol helps.
Wow.
And the sauna. There's a sauna too. I probably wouldn't do it without the sauna. So you just go from the ice hole to the sauna, back and forth, back and forth.
No, thank you. Good for you, man. You're a bigger man than I am. I'll admit that. I would have admitted that before anyway, but
This will be
Good
this
for
will
you.
be your first Valentine's Day married, right? I think, if I'm doing the math correctly, or has it been a
No,
year
last-
and already?
No, last year. I got married in 2024. So last year,
24.
I was September 24. I got married. So last year I was married.
Time flies when you're old.
I know it does.
well,
It
tell me
does.
about it. Tell me about it. Daryl, what's going on up in your neck of the woods?
No videos recently. I'm been a few weeks since I did a video. It's just like Chris, I've been busy. There's just kids playing hockey. My wife was out of town yesterday. I'm heading out this weekend, go to Timmins for a hockey tournament. So yeah, I won't be making a video this weekend. So not much to plug on my channel other than the fact that in 25 minutes or so, I'm going to try to decrown Rob on Joe Purdy.
Dethrone the king. That's right. Yeah. So
It's called,
Daryl,
it's called me Ken
how long does
Jennings.
it take you to get to Timmins, Daryl?
From here,
Yeah.
if all holds well, 5.5 on the train, and then an hour, 50 to an hour from Cochrane.
Wow.
So around 7 hours.
Jeez.
Yeah, and the winter road south is a disaster right now. The weather's just been too warm. They're having a hard time getting it open.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting for my video of you driving across the ice.
Yes, I got to do that one of these days.
Yeah, I want to see that. What's going on up there, Joe? Other than you got your game show coming up in 20 minutes.
yeah, that. So hopefully those that are around stick around, either on Rob's channel or mine. Come over to mine. We'll do that. Did a couple videos for the store in the last little while. Trying to do one for the store all the time. I did Mike's quadrillion challenge as well, much like yourself, and that, and then that's about it. Looking forward to Wednesday nights and doing a few videos here and there, and trying to do some stuff for the shop, obviously, from time to time. And then I have my full-time gig of being the love guru. So
The love guru. Love it.
Joanne's a lucky woman, I guess.
You can see it.
yeah, that's right.
There's
Jesus.
there's me just coming out of the hole with a good
Very
little smile on
No
my
thanks.
face.
No thanks.
Things that sound dirty but aren't.
Exactly.
And you?
And that snowbank last year was bad. Oh man.
Right? Jeez. Me, I've just I did MGK Boston's quadrillion challenge, whatever contest. And then I've got Sam's Americana tag finally queued up. I've just got to pull the records and shoot it, so that's probably going to be tomorrow night. It'll be up on the weekend. So that's
Sweet.
it. That's
I look
it. That's
forward to
all. Thank you, Chris, for joining us. Pleasure, man. I would love to
Yeah.
hang out with you whenever we can. So
Yeah, glad I was able to drop in. Sorry about the delay there, guys.
Hey, I'm just glad we got to spend time with you.
Yeah,
Mhm.
hope everything's going to be okay there. Get things fixed up.
Oh, we shall see.
Yeah, yeah.
To everyone that joined us tonight in the chat, thanks for hanging out with us. We love chatting with you. To anyone that's going to watch us later, thanks for spending a couple hours with us. We will be back. If you're bored in 20 minutes over on Joe's channel, or it will be simulcasted here on Northern Revolutions. We get the next installment of Joe's game show, Rock and Roll Jeopardy. So tune into that, where I'm going to beat Daryl, and I'm going to beat Curtis from Young LP Lovers, or at least that's my plan. So thanks for joining us. Tim, you just got in at the tail end. Maybe you'll see us on the game show, or we'll catch up soon. So thanks again, Chris, Daryl, and Joe, and I will be back next week with something different to talk about. So we'll see everybody hopefully in about 20 minutes over on Joe's channel. Have a good night, everybody.
Will do.
Good night, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Take it easy.